Oh, maybe don't hit as soon as we go live.
All right. Is it live? I guess so. I forget. Did it do anything, or it just sort of? Yeah, it says all of them are there.
I guess we'll
I think
know.
it's live. Yeah, go ahead. If you get anybody, I'll check here.
I'm gonna check online.
Yeah, you're live, Dawn.
Yep.
Sweet. Hello, welcome everybody. It is so awesome to have you here. We are going to talk about the DiVinica originals, the DiVinica novel that JP Roth is working on, which is awesome. Oh my God. And hey, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
That's my brother.
Probably because YouTube.
Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Joanne. Hey, Ed. Jeff. Hi. All right, so we are going to be showing some of the OA original art, talking about some of the process of making it, some of the times that I screwed up, some of the pieces that were drawn for the previous book and didn't end up happening because
Hi, Juan.
Show closures. And also, I'm really excited for you guys to hear some of the updates on where the novel is at and all the cool things that are going on with that, with Joe. So exciting. So
that's cool. So we can put comments on screen like that.
Hey, Hal, glad you could make it today. All right, so we are filming the art with, usually I have like my nice webcam that's on my art, but this program can't flip it the way that we have it because actually my webcam is upside down. So I'm doing it with my phone. Unfortunately, my phone tries to be smart and does all these weird levels to the art. So it actually is much smoother looking than this, but oh well, it is what it is. If you decide to get the OA, it'll
definitely. I can confirm for sure.
Hi.
All right, so
I'm going to be silent for most of this because she's just talking about the beautiful art. So
no silence.
Be with you.
Okay,
guys. Look at it.
I want to start by talking about Boogles because Joe is the one that came up with the entire concept of Boogles. She named Boogles.
With a little bit of help from Rob Krause, who was telling me what creatures would get huge.
And so Boogles is my favorite character. I love him. And he, the thing that's so great about it is like, I'd never even heard of one of these creatures before. Joe, when she was first thinking about all of it, and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. She was telling me about it, sent me all these images about the creatures and what they do and what they are. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then, trying to give him a little helmet so that he looks a little bit more badass. The helmet looked so dumb the first time I drew it. So we got some help from Eric explaining how to make the scratches and notches in the metal.
It never looked dumb.
In my
opinion. Boogles really took on a life of his own as well. I always wonder, I'm not going to try and say the real word of the creature because I have dyslexia and I can't pronounce it to save my life. I don't even see the letters just switch about on their own, and I pronounce it a different way every time. But you can also call them water bears. So when I first was thinking about this, I was like, oh, that was so cool. The radiation has caused them to grow. We don't really know what would happen. Those are indestructible creatures. You now have a really powerful creature you can use, and I've never really seen anyone use this before. And then when we started writing him and drawing him, and Dawn I don't even think she drew his little scared butt on purpose in the first place.
No,
but it came out that way.
His butt swoops down. It almost looks like he's trying to hide his butt.
And then it was so amazing because then it kind of just morphed that way in the novel too. Gave Boogles more. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is.
And why is the moon? What's the situation?
Oh, okay. Well, here's Boogles. He's a little bit of a coward. So
what moon?
We'll get to that.
This is when DiVinica is being attacked, and Boogles is just kind of hiding there. And then here is his sad, shy little butt.
Yo-yo.
Hey, Yo-Yo.
Yes, Daniel, I just can't say the word. I always say a different, I don't know. I got nothing with that word.
Yeah, it is a tardigrade. That is correct. And then the moon. So here's the moon.
Oh, the counter of the butts. Yo-yo.
Oh, that's right.
Well, the deal with the moon is that Dawn went wild and it looked really cool. But
Yeah.
we have
Dawn's
something
gone
happening.
wild.
We have something happening to the gravity on Earth, which has caused the move to shift by degrees, which I've been explained to you by a few different people who work for space places, that you would lose fragments of the moon. I explained this concept to Dawn, and a volcano has exploded on the moon, but it is incredible. So we just left it because it looks so cool.
Yeah, sometimes I really genuinely in my heart am trying to follow what Jo meant. And then when I show her what I did, she'll be like so sweet about it and be like, that really wasn't what I meant at all, but I love this. So we're going to roll with it. It's a little you know, when it goes from her words into my brain and then goes into the weird soup and then a new soup comes out.
It's amazing. But it's become such a thing that even my agent, who's working with me on the novel right now, has of course seen all these images. And she's seen the moon, of course. And now she thinks something's happening to the moon, which is a greater explosion. And she's like, please clarify in the novel. I'm like,
Oh,
no, that's not what's happening.
Say rogue artist problem.
Darn, we just love to be part
So
of
actually, this piece was a panel for right here. And in my sketch, it was drawn in here. But then Jo was like, oh my God, I'm going to want to use that piece as a cover, pull it out and draw it on its own page. So when you guys see it in the comic book, this is actually shrunk down and placed here in the actual piece.
Yeah, because it was so beautiful when she did the sketch that we thought we should do it as a cover. The sketch for the panel came out so amazing. I don't really think you've changed the face much since you did the panel sketch. I think it just got bigger and bigger on the printout.
Yeah.
It came out so nice. Are you going? We have Evas. Baby, come say hi to everybody. Eric can come say hi to everybody.
Yay.
Oh, all right.
We're live and talking to everybody, and your cover's all over our stuff. So.
Is this the fans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eric. It's so nice to meet all of you.
And Eric did a lot of the concept art. Huge thank you to Eric. He did the concept art for Valance, the Skylord. I don't know where I have a page of that, but I followed Eric's concept art to do those. Here we go.
Who's Wood Phillip?
What, the fan art? Oh, Wood Phillip.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm very lucky. I got to work so closely with both of these wonderful ladies, and they look for me to sometimes give them inspiration, layouts, and design.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad to just even be in the shadows. So.
Whatever.
Thank you
He's
so
not
much.
in the shadows. His art is all over this.
This panel was like, it did not have nearly as dramatic a look when I first sketched it out. And then Eric was like, Dawn, you need to zoom that in like a lot, you know, so
baby.
It really helped a lot because Eric did a lot of the like art teacher, art editor for all of the layout of the entire book. And that made such a difference because I think it has a lot more visual interest and a better storytelling than when I was just kind of sketching it out.
And he helped us do the design for Valance as well.
Yep.
I'm so grateful I even get to be a part of it. Like, it's more than anything, it's a lot of fun to work so closely with these girls, these women. I'm very honored. I'm very flattered. And I'm just glad, honestly, that I could be like on the original pages as well. It's so amazing. I'm very happy. And I hope that you guys really like appreciate like all the effort that we put into all the layouts and everything. Is someone being funny?
Yes, they're all talking about you here. Down
Eric
the
may
side.
have a future.
Eric, that you may have a future in art. He's like, Eric may have a future. He's
I'm
that
working
good.
I'm working my way up. I'm through the lines. Like, hopefully I get promoted. You know, maybe get my name in the book. That'd be nice. But for now, I'm like sidelines. I'm very happy and honored to, like I said, be part of it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
You're
Eric.
amazing, baby.
Hopefully you guys save enough to be getting one of these original art tiers. You won't regret it. I mean, they're huge. They got that varnish right on there, so it looks like an actual painting. You
It
guys
is
will
an
not-
actual painting.
Now hold it up for you next to you.
It is an actual painting. Eric even helped us with the sun, the world in that one. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the world covered in the waves. So he told us that we sucked at our continents. So we fixed it.
This part, yeah, I did not put the world in. It just kind of looked like some sort of weird cell in a petri dish.
I said it in the nicest way possible, though, right? Do you remember? I was like, it kind of looks like you're looking
Yes.
through a microscope
Exactly.
at a cell.
Pinky, stop.
And now it definitely looks. See, those are the small little nuggets that I get to contribute.
Yes.
Oh, it is. I can see Africa and Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
Europe is like glowing more because that's kind of where she is. So it was just to kind of show where that is. And then, you know, there's glow around the edges so that you can see that. And we put more darkness. I just went too far with the detail and then there was just nothing to see. So,
You know, and so my 2 cents is that we have to remember the structure, and the structure of what you're looking at is a continent. So it was looking a little bit flat, and we wanted to take the edges and then pull them towards you to make it look more round, to have some contours. So I get to do cool things like that. So it's just like I point, and then I don't do any of the work. It's the easiest job. Don, why don't you hold one of these pieces up at an angle so everyone can see the varnish? Like it's
Yeah,
like,
you do need to move it a
Oh,
bit.
you can see it
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
so you can see that it looks like a Renaissance painting. It's got the varnish on there. It's high gloss.
Maybe someone thinks you should design high-end lingerie.
When I start to get arthritis and I get old, I will definitely start doing an EBAS line for sure.
That's so awesome.
Excess is Dawn's minimal.
It's in the plans for sure.
So awesome.
All right, next piece.
Okay.
I didn't get to say hi to Dan. Hey, buddy.
Hey, hi there. I'm just here admitting the
I'm
stream.
here doing all the design work for the actual Kickstarter.
Mhm.
I mean, it takes an iron will to do something like that. Nobody has the patience for that. So you've got Virgo power on
I
our
guess so.
Virgo power, my man.
Dawn, move that one around too.
Okay. Some of
Even
these
though,
I
Tom
haven't
is
varnished
dying
yet.
over this one.
Oh,
Eric's is varnished because Eric owns the corridor piece. That was a birthday present from JP Roth to EBAS.
And you,
my,
and Dawn.
my God.
And
Present from Dawn. and
so I varnished that
It was
one.
for
I
Eric's
haven't
40th.
varnished
or 40.
some of these. But yeah, so this one I actually drew and painted for issue 5, but then as soon as we finished it and they were going to be con exclusives, the world shut down. So we just put them away and saved them for issue 6. So this was done like 3-4 years ago, something like that.
Look,
Just put a post with my name on it now.
do it, Don.
It is, Tom. It's one of my favorite pieces too. It's also very special in the Kickstarter.
He's got
It's
a
really hard to
hashtag.
get your hand on that book. You have to buy one of the goddess envelopes or whatever the dickens they're called.
It really looks
Yes.
like a candle's glowing, that fire.
Yeah,
It
it's so
does, yeah.
cool.
I
If you
finger
move it a little
painted
bit on, even though it's not varnished, you can still see all the texture and the paint and everything.
Yeah.
Go ask Culture what the fan art. Nice.
Give me the hashtag. Give me the candle.
Don, is that the biggest
That
figure?
is key, man. That is the one and only EBAS right there.
Is
That
it
looks
what,
like it's
Eric?
the biggest figure.
I think so, yeah.
Is that the biggest figure?
Except
Yeah.
for maybe the one you have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean available.
Yes, available,
So,
yes.
so Tom, just keep in mind, like that is the biggest splash page of them all. So that's the money shot.
Well, there's
That's
this
the only
one.
one
yeah.
that comes close. They're almost identical in
Oh.
size, but her head is bigger. So anyway, and then there's this.
Oh, okay. So
Now, it's
not
just
the
bizarre
best.
how all digital camera lenses pick this up as so yellow. It's
Yeah, it
really
doesn't
not that
look-
yellow, no matter what light you put in it, what picture you take. It's-
My
That is the
camera's
biggest one. Wow.
freaking out. And so this is all
It
acrylic
was,
down at the bottom.
Wow.
It was the Planet
Jesus.
Comic-Con exclusive.
That is epic. Wow.
That one is so beautiful. That's the $4,000. That's the big money. But in all fairness, it took her like months to finish that one. So it really probably
True.
works out to about $3 an hour.
Did everyone notice when you said $4,000, Dan smiled real big?
I think I smiled at a comment that came in, but that
Hi.
sounds good too.
It is weird not seeing the tattoos.
I
It
didn't
is.
really, yeah,
It is
they're
weird.
blank. Yep.
I could theoretically put them in.
Should
I'll do it.
Felt like it.
theoretically. Eric says he'll do it, and then it can be a jam piece.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, probably.
Beautiful.
And here's the rat shaking.
Oh,
his
it's my
booty.
favorite piece of the whole
Go
Kickstarter.
ass.
I love that
Ratatas.
one. I love
I
how
have
the cloak
actually a
came out.
really hard time drawing rats. But yeah, this was really fun to do. There's
bristle
Ratatouille,
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
little
Go
booty attitude.
Foolishness in its form. I
What?
love the way the bed came out and the wall tilted so good on this one. The perspective Dawn just nailed it with the perspective. It looks so beautiful when you move this one, particularly because of the light. You don't even realize like how easy it was for us to change that cape to multiple colors for the covers. It
It's
wanted
probably
to
your
change
best
colors.
pick, too. Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's so good. Even the dimension of how it's laying on the bed, the way her foot is twisting the cover, like it's really it's my favorite piece. The end.
I have like for the fact that we have a character with a cape that is like one of those emergency blankets. As the like interior artist for the book, I cannot draw the emergency blanket. It looks different every time. So like I'm still trying. Every time it's a different looking cape and it's
No, it's-
always an exodus.
With my cover, I was actually drawing the correct texture because it's supposed to be like picture a potato chip bag. If you were to take it and crumple it and let go, it would have all these sharp creases and edges. And I was like, well, Dawn's looks better. It looks like liquid nitrogen.
I don't know how. Oh, I can't do
So
it.
I had to erase the cloak completely and then redraw it so it looks more like liquid metal, which looks way better.
Which
So
in
liquid
essence,
metal
Eric, you
is-
had to make yourself wrong in order to. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I said, I guess that means liquid metal it is.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It is what it has.
She reinvents
Hopefully
as we go.
it doesn't confuse people when they read the novel. They're like, that's not what it was like in the comic. Then I'm gonna have to go change it. A cloak made of nitrogen, liquid mercury, and starlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
If you Google it, there's like, it looks like a quilt. There's literally squares repeated over because they fold it into like a tiny little piece. And when you open it,
Yes.
it has like a quilted pattern that
And
Dawn
folds.
says no.
Well, I can't do it. I
The
keep
rats
trying.
don't have names. DiVinica is not crazy enough to name her rats.
I think he should be called Ratatas because it's an ass Ratatas.
Rat ass? Rat. Jack and Gus Gus. No, you already gave me 1 million.
Or show the patch on top of the other one
Here is the patch
for
Oh,
her,
I
right?
for that one. This was my first try at doing patches on traditionally painted stuff. Not super easy, but you know, it works eventually. Except on the Nokomis one, I failed. That one was really hard. But oil painting patches are a whole different story.
You did not fail. It looks beautiful. You're such a weirdo. It looks gorgeous. You did not fail. I reject that statement. It looks beautiful. You guys will see and love and buy.
It is weird though, right, Dawn? Because you have like this full day's worth of work of oil painting on a piece of paper that will just sit there forever.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
it just goes to the person who buys the main one.
I'll just send it with, but they'll
Exactly,
be like,
Tom.
okay.
I think Tom's our biggest fan right now. Oh, Jacques and Guska, someone likes Cinderella.
Yeah, didn't you hear me just call them out? I did it for you.
Oh,
Joe, say
nice.
let me ask you a question about the novel. Okay, so where is the novel at right now?
Oh, currently?
Yes.
It is finished its second round of edits. I had to fix the moon thing today because it's caused all my editors a great confusion because this moon is everywhere in the comics. And so
I'm sorry. What a fail.
it's awesome. But that is fixed. So now it's basically ready for me to do the first round of sending it out to everybody. It's a huge book. I warn you guys, it's like 480-page novel.
In comparison to like another novel?
It's this big. This is how big it is when it's put into book form.
Fuck yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
It's this big. It's this many words. It's 180,000 words. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's been like a lot of work, a lot of writing, a lot of world building for Joe. I mean, because there's all the way that the world is so very different, the way that it's broken down, everything that's happening. And then she's got to keep it all straight throughout and get you guys in that headspace. And I've been listening to it throughout the whole thing, and it's so cool. I love it.
Also, my editors were very confused about the whole artifact thing. So I made that. I guess in the comics, it's very clear what the artifacts are, right? The peach, the shell, we have them all in here. And it's clear to everybody who's been reading the books, or at least it should be. If not, then, that's my bad. But she keeps collecting things and bringing them back. And I think actually this is the first book where we talk about her naming what they are. I stick the art, the thing beneath my messy painting or whatever. But that was a big confusion. So I added in a ton more about the artifacts too. Is the book one? It's just part of the story. It ends with a huge cliffhanger because I literally could not keep writing. Otherwise, no one would publish it. So I had to stop. It was too big of a novel. Nobody wants a 250,000 word book.
Wow.
It's not in vogue right now. So yeah, there'll be a book 2 coming called Mythica, which I already started writing.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was called the prologue, right? The part that you read.
Yeah, I read
to me the other day. Oh my God, it's so good.
Thank you, Yo-Yo. Well, I hope you like this one, and I hope I paid as much. I tried to pay such honor to all the cultures I used. I tried to talk to everybody from those cultures. I did, seriously. I tried to make sure I did a really good job. So I hope that comes through, because it's been about 3 years of talking to people and research have gone into this. Just even little things with people from SpaceX or NASA or the military or whoever I've gotten my hands on over the last however many years. And then like, what would happen if a radiated wave was hitting the planet? And they're looking at me like, I don't know. Or like, Rob, are there really tunnels underground? Do you think that, whatever I can ask, how would you land on Mars? What kind of spaceship would you need to fly from Mars to Earth? And would you take a pod from the space station and all the random stuff I had to know? Just to write this crazy book. I even had to ask my son some DNA science questions, who's way smarter than me scientifically. So it's been a lot of research.
It's amazing, Joe.
Mythica, Mythica. It's Dan came up with actually all 3. So there's 3 names already for the 3.
Gonna be a series, huh?
It's so cool.
Actually, I think I came up with the last one. I think Dan did DiVinica and Mythica, or did you do Magica too, Dan?
I've forgotten by now. It sounds like you. Sounds so good.
I think,
Yeah, that sounds like.
I'm not sure, but I definitely know that Dan came up with some cool ideas at the beginning.
It looks like it's wet still here, like you see right there.
That's where any thick paint.
Yeah.
So anywhere, the watercolor, even though it's translucent, when there's a lot of pigment, it kind of makes it shiny.
He wants to go with you. Yes, he does.
Oh, I'm gonna leave.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
joining us.
much.
Thank you, all of Rothic Land, for supporting. It really means a lot to us. Honestly, they put so much work into everything. You guys have no idea. Meticulous. Every panel, every strand of hair, every stroke of a brush. So much work. You have no idea. You have no idea.
She's getting a Christmas gift and she's getting a Thanksgiving gift.
Yes. So you have no idea how much it means to them, all the hard work that they put into it. Thank you guys for everything. Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for watching.
Eric. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
She gets a Christmas gift and a Thanksgiving gift.
Wow.
Oh, well.
So
Sorry.
while we were working on the actual layout of the book with the text and everything like that, I realized that I should have drawn this the other way around. So we flipped it in the book just because of the way that the script needs to go through. I put the sandcastle on the wrong side.
Well,
So
you didn't know. Well,
I didn't know. I should have thought of that though.
no,
But
we didn't
yeah,
know.
we flipped it. So it'll be different in the book. Just this one panel is flipped.
But it looks amazing either way. So
this is one of the ones that I need to varnish. So I haven't varnished the oil painting ones. I will do
This
that.
is oil.
This is oil. Yeah. And this was just smooshing paint around. And here's this one.
yay!
This is really Joe's brainchild. I was just trying to get her vision the best that I could understand it and get it on paper. So this one I have to give a lot of props to Joe for.
And actually, there's a whole Easter egg thing going on with this tree as well, because, well, you guys already know it, but DiVinica is the 13th star, the 13th symbol. She is the Ocho Picchu, and that's the star. If I said that right, I don't know, but that's the star right there. That's the actual star. Brandy,
Oh, I
oh my
didn't know
God,
that.
me too. That tree, I'm telling you, I don't know. It came out so beautiful. It just kept getting prettier and prettier too.
It was an accident.
I wasn't even sure she was going to hang the planets, but I just thought of it like a jewelry tree a little bit in my head, you know. So the castle is now a variant.
God help us.
And then this one was really, really fun to draw. In the sketch, there's a lot of stuff in the background, but in the end, we took that out just because it was too busy and unnecessary for it. Almost detracted from the storytelling of the interaction between the two of them, so we pulled that out.
That eye is so incredible. I wonder if I can
All
zoom
of
it in.
it.
Let me bring it up closer. I mean, look at that. It looks shiny like a marble.
Yeah, it's beautifully done.
Crazy.
Also, you get a huge DiVinica on that page, and she is gorgeous. I would have made a cover out of her if Dawn would have let me make any more covers.
We just have to edit out the can flying.
It's so pretty. That face came out so beautiful.
This was a Joe.
Maybe I
vision.
didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to boast about you being such a present giver. I didn't want to interrupt you saying nice things about us, but I just was boasting that you're such a present giver.
I am. It's because of all the money you guys give us.
Oh, good. I'm glad, Tom. That's what I was hoping for. You know, we're always hoping that that work. He said the page tells the story without words, not that one, the previous one.
Right. I
And
mean,
that's really what we're
that
hoping.
is what's supposed to happen.
You need the words to tell the page, but hopefully
yes,
you get it in the end. That's really the dream.
Well, there's also so much stuff that's happening that isn't drawn in here. So, you know, wait till you read it because it is really awesome what's going on in here.
I just now realized how smart you were to give him a red colored shirt. Otherwise, it would have been so garish against everything. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, we talked about it and discussed what color to give him. I mean, he's younger, so we wanted him to have something with, you know, a bright-ish color, but not something too clashing for
I like how it
the
just
color
fits in,
scheme.
yeah.
And we wanted to keep it really world buildy, and he would be quite dirty, and I didn't want to like make his clothes look overly dirty. So if it's a dark shirt, then it kind of
It's smart.
And then this one has glitter in it.
It's so pretty.
Sparkles.
Where,
and this
on the
was
lips
on the lips.
The lips and
the
some
necklace.
of the water and the necklace. So
the necklace you have to move up a bit. You can't see.
Okay.
You put glitter on the necklace, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
There
there
we
it
go.
goes. Yeah.
So there's so Philip, Wood Dragon Philip on Twitch is the one who sent me all of these pearlescent paints for Christmas. And I instantly used them on this page because glitter. And this was something that Joe saw in like while you were writing, right? You saw what you wanted with this page.
Yeah.
Like super clearly. So this, I was just putting down what Joe had described to me.
It's
I
also
love
an
that we get the purple coming through in the back from her world.
Her world, yeah.
It comes through. Yeah.
It's an explanation as well, because while DiVinica is in the bodies of this goddess, these different goddesses throughout time, she is still in some ways DiVinica. So sometimes she'll look and see herself and not the body she's in. So it's a very body snatching kind of feel. And it works with the text. And as Magu, it's Magu and DiVinica. So it's like a merge of the two faces. Right, Dawn?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I know, it's so pretty. This one, I think Eric helped us with this one too, right?
A lot. Yeah, a lot. Especially like this panel, this was very much Eric. This positioning, that was a Ebas very much for the assist. And then how we were setting all of these up, to get the story in there correctly. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite pages too. There's like action and like poetry down at the bottom. It's like a romance novel.
It is really fun. And then the million butts.
But this is where we need you, Yo-Yo.
Yep. So Yo-Yo says she needs a picture. So I'll text you a picture, Yo-Yo, if you're still here.
Oh, and this one's popping. Look at all the gold.
So yeah, there's metallic paint on Isis down here. You can
all
see
her dots.
They illuminate. And this is the kind of stuff that a scanner doesn't really pick up. So I do it really for me because it's fun and for the original owner. Yeah. There we go. This is the opening spread to just set the stage, set the scene for the world. So on here is going to be the chapters, and then on this side it says, or here is credits, and here is the chapter name and title from Joe.
But it's actually really beautiful art on there.
Mm-hmm.
The background, the whole layout, it's very novelesque. It's gorgeous. And it tells a lot about our world that we're in when we're with DiVinica.
Yeah.
I'm in love with that Isis at the bottom too. I just want to color. I put her also on covers. She was so pretty. I didn't even use ones from the other one and used her face because it came out so good. And because of that thing under her eye, it can look really uneven. Yeah. Guys, the scratch and sniff panel is the butt panel, and the smell of 1,000 butts is
oh my God.
Like, what? Oh my God. I can't even say what I'm trying to say. Oh my God. Chance book though only is which one?
The Isis.
Anything with that one.
For sure, but don't worry. There's other way you can get her too, because we're introducing a bunch of metal cards. I know. I'm sorry. Too bad. She's special. She was hard to make too. But if you get that original, you get the one of one with that on the cover.
That's true.
That is true.
It's one way to do it.
It's not that expensive of an original. I tried to make it more expensive, but they wouldn't let me. I wanted to put that one in the higher ups. It's one of my favorite. Those 3 goddess panels to me are just, that's what I would spend all my money on right there.
So sweet. Anyway, this one was
our first.
We went back to Magu's world completely, and we're explaining the pretty much this is where DiVinica really notices that she can see herself because there's her and the Magu in the water, and then we're seeing Magu here and then Magu as the goddess, so it's like showing that Magu died, and then this is where DiVinica is inhabiting Magoo when Magoo is as the goddess, right?
Also, Dan didn't know that Magoo had died in the comic, so I wasn't violent enough in killing her. So I really wanted to let people know that, yes, she did die for that boy, because that's why the life tree grew out of her, which is why DiVinica can take that peach that later has a significance in the book to do with life. So I really like, when you guys read through my novel, if you see anything like that, I really want to know. Yeah, it is a spoiler alert, but it's helpful. And I'm going to give a bunch of people the novel anyway. So we'll spoil it all. But it is helpful to know, because to me, I knew what was going on, but I'm really wanting to know if anyone, make sure everyone else also knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So we also added that in here. We were going to put her going to a different world. But we started with Magoo, which is great because it makes it that she's doing repeats back to these times, which makes sense with my storyline, because she would really have forgotten, because time and memory basically reset. So she would have forgotten, and she only starts getting stronger and resisting the effect of the red waves as we go through the book. So it works perfectly.
Yeah.
And there's gold on this one too, I can see.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, in her hair.
It was a really long time ago.
Down, no, it's down at the bottom. See all of
There's
those.
gold, and then I put some shimmer in her clothes.
It's such a beautiful page. It's actually one of the most fully painted ones.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the peach tree, this up here, is insane. I don't know how you got all that. And
yeah, it's really beautiful.
It's
Dawn
messy, but it's still
the
clear.
trees in this book, Dawn.
I know.
It's all the forest lord talk.
Yeah.
Nailing the trees.
Oh, the baby carrot.
This is one that I love so much and never made it to a cover. I'm still not sure why.
So this one is an oil painting, and I do need to varnish it. So
You can still see the shine.
That I will do. Yeah, you can see the shine some places. And this is the one where I completely ruined the face. As soon as I finished painting it, I went to press down the tape on either side, and I went like this and smeared her face from neck all the way up completely.
Just right off, like
smoosh, completely off. I cursed like a sailor and then sat back down and repainted the face. So that was frustrating.
This one took ages to dry, didn't it?
Yeah.
I have some memories of this.
Yeah.
This
and I would always tell her,
so
because she had this orange tone, that this looked like a big baby carrot right here. I was like, it's like, those little kind of mini carrots. It's right there.
Dawn had a totally different idea for this page as well. And then I asked Eric a question, and he totally misunderstood me, and he redraw the whole page.
Yeah, so this is an EBAS layout.
Gave a whole nother layout.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then Dawn and I were like, oh, okay, well, we better use that one because it looks really nice. So then we totally abandoned our layout, and it kind of messed up our page scheme too a little bit. And we had to do another rewrite around this page because it was completely different. It had panels and everything. I don't know what happened with this.
Yeah. It's okay. We worked
but
with
it's gorgeous, and it came out a beautiful piece, and maybe a cover we introduce if we make lots of money. Because I want it as a cover so bad.
And then this one is a full conversation. So there are speech bubbles covering everything all throughout this, because this is actually a really, really important conversation. So we really just needed the faces to be pretty small so that we had room to fit the text, because we didn't have an additional page to give it. So this one has the conversation, and Stefan and Joe planned out where all the speech bubbles go and everything like that. So this stuff down here is really just backdrop for the script.
Yeah, we did it. What the fan art? That's exactly right. We did it like more the anime angry conversation, full page. The kind where it's just so much, it's sunken with text, as they say. It's definitely is. But if it would have been no good to break it up or move it, because it's kind of a whole thought that's happening there. So we had to leave it on that page. Hopefully everyone follows it. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. And then there's this one, the red wave page.
Which is amazing. It's
This
nice
one
to
was
see this
fun.
one in all its form, because it got all covered up with text too.
Yeah. So we have this one. This is Copic watercolor, and then I went over all of it with acrylic to just punch up the color a little
How
bit
did you
more.
get all the streams or whatever they are to look properly organic and not start repeating patterns?
Oh, I did. I mean, this is something that Eric is really trying to get through.
That's
to
so
my
like it's
thick
hard to
skull.
be random when you're
Yeah.
trying to be,
Yeah.
you know.
But
it looks so organic. It's
always
fantastic.
end up with patterns, but I've been really trying to learn from Eric on how to get it organic, because I do tend to like overfill everything. So I did use a lot of like finger painting, which helps me not get too into it. Jen, hello. You're in the Philippines. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you, Nick. I like this one too. I think it's so amazing. Dawn, zoom in on the face, the screaming faces, so they can see what you did to the skin and stuff.
So
Yeah.
there's like patterns in the skin, and we're trying to give off the illusion without having digital to use for something like this, that all these like electric flames are kind of seeping in through their skin, almost making it look a little bit like an X-ray. So I did follow sort of the hollows and the jaw lines in both of them. And then there's like the same flame stuff in the eyeballs, in their mouths.
It's very painful.
Yeah.
You know, they're basically just being like super electrocuted as this wave of radiation and like almost just a lightning storm passes over the planet, and it's set, they're timed. So they go through this constantly, and it wipes their minds.
Yeah.
So they forget each other over and over. They're brother and sister, but they continue to not know each other, which is why in the other one that you guys said was self-explanatory, that comes right after the wave, and he's pushing her away, like, get off me. And she's like, you were on me, you know, so they don't remember each other.
They forget each other. So sad. All right. And then there is this one, which I also need to varnish. So it looks.
It's so good.
Oil painting. Yeah. It gets a little
justice.
Cloudy looking. So I just need to do the varnish.
That's that's the other really high tier piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You worked her skin again.
Yo-yo,
again
thank
and
you.
again, no?
Thank you, Yo-Yo.
We tried to make everything perfect and right and pretty. And the bird has evolved over time. And now in book 2, it's just being called a Thunderbird because he's named it Thunder. So now the book has the bird has a whole thing. Oh, Nokomis is your favorite. Me too. Well, actually, Magu's my favorite. But Nokomis is amazing.
So these are actually in two separate parts of the book. I just drew them both together to have them on the same page, and because I was going to do them at the same time. But these ones it's really interesting how Joe has set it up, and I don't want to spoil this whole part because it's this concept that Joe came up with for the book and the novel and the comic book is so cool.
Yeah, you can explain it.
Oh yeah,
because DiVinica forgets everything. She has a diary she writes in, but she's in different stages of memory, different stages of cognitive awareness when she writes in this book. So it can be quite funny, and she speaks to herself in the third person as well in this book. So it's like funny. Also, it adds my humor. And like she has to read over it to even remember anything in the beginning days. You know, she has to know, like, it tells her where to go. If I read anything to everybody, I'll read the beginning part like that. If you wanted me to
read it right now? Read it now.
If you want me to.
Yes.
Do you want to finish the art first?
No.
Why don't you finish the art and then start on the other thing while she reads or something?
Oh.
Or that'll take too long.
Yeah. I mean, the art, most of the people on here have like been with me while I was drawing. I would love it if we stopped and
this
had
one
some
we should just
time.
show the size though. See, this one's not a full 11 by 17. This
that
one's
is true.
A 10 by 14, right?
Yes, I think so. All right. I'm pausing right here, Joe. Read.
Oh, yeah.
Promised the Goddess Joe would read tonight. Okay, yeah, everyone's calling.
Read.
Okay, well, can you guys still see me?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide that. We can even just go to a different layout.
No, I have to go to my words, so I'm out of everything.
Oh yeah, we can still see you though.
Unless I can move it over, but then I don't know. Okay, yeah, just read
Oh,
the
good.
prologue.
Now I can go.
Yes, read it.
Okay. All right, prologue. Some of this is in the comic. Some of this you will see in the comic, but not all of it. Prologue. Just another wide-eyed girl. DiVinica's diary. Read or die. Dear DiVinica, that's your name, by the way. None of this is going to make sense, but read it anyway. Chances are you might die if you don't. It happens suddenly. One moment you begin to remember, understand, perhaps even feel, then the red waves come and everything is gone. Past, present, and future, things you once loved, dissolve like smoke. There are blips of space where you wonder why anyone even bothers surviving at all. Sometimes you think you're the only one in the world who experiences brief, unsatisfying flashes of what used to be. The only soul who has even the barest conception of the events that transpired, the single bang that tore through the fabrics configuring this universe and in one blow basically fucked up even the mere concept of what once was. Am I allowed to curse? She curses all the time.
I do, always.
We're on YouTube now, though, but yeah,
Yes.
that may not last.
It doesn't matter. I get shut down all the time.
I can try to beat myself.
No. Carry on.
Once you had a family, or at least that's what you assume, but every time the red wave comes, you can't remember their faces. You live here in a place you call Styx. You're not sure where you are geographically, but that hardly seems to matter. You make your home with the rats and share the outdoors with the word I can't say, water bears, or raids, as you like to call them. Creatures that were once microscopic and always indestructible, now the size of a small SUV. Those critters are some of the only ones who survived the Great Destruction, or as you call it, TGD. The rest of the animals, trees, and most plants died when the moon slipped from its orbit by inches. Lunar fragments crashed into Earth, changing the landscape and causing irreparable damage. The hanging star, which has kept us freezing for a millennia, began to fall into a deep, dying sleep. Tsunamis struck, fires raged, and humans died. Billions of them. You don't have all the details, but whatever happened soundly shook the structure of the cosmos, and we who remain are lost in the aftermath. You live in a small, stuffy room with a single window and cement walls painted a slightly nauseating shade of green. If you wake up in a blue room, leave it immediately. You always have nightmares in the blue rooms. You sleep a lot, and there are days when you can't even remember your own name. You have 13 tattoos running straight down the middle of your body. No, don't look right now, just trust me. Sometimes, between the red waves that take everything, you can almost imagine what used to be. Home, families, baby, purpose, love. Then the red waves come, and the feelings vanish like mist in a November wind. It appears the earth has turned on itself, like the cosmo overlords, whoever they may be, allowed a total breakdown of natural law, and it all just burned to ash. You don't know how long humanity has survived in this broken rhythm. Your life sucks. You look for food and struggle to survive the violent repercussions of the endless waves. You stare out the window a lot. As far as you know, it's always the same. Broken landscapes stained by traumatic destruction. It snows a fuck ton. You've literally almost frozen to death twice. Here are 3 things you have to know. 1, stay awake when the cold gets bad. 2, hunt with a bow and not a gun. The third is a fundamental truth you can't let yourself forget. If this world was something once, that once is now gone. Cities are charred down to their bare bones. Bodies rot everywhere, lying where they fell. Everything has been reduced to nothing. Only the highest mountains stand untouched, capped in snow, mysterious, rugged, old. They look safe. You think about running to them and finding a cave to wait out the rest of your days, but you don't because you hate the fucking cold. Keep reading, even if this next part sounds crazy. You dream all the time. At least you think you're dreaming. Use the paint by the door to paint your dreams on the walls before they fade from your mind. When you paint, your tattoos glow, and sometimes you hear whispering behind you. Don't freak out. They're nothing more than echoes in a howling wind that exists somewhere beyond the confines of your world. Always, when you search your mind for thoughts that might bring a modicum of clarity, you encounter only sticky darkness and miles of white emptiness. It's endlessly infuriating. Oh, lost my place. Touched my thing and lost my place. Of course, there was a time before this moment, but you can't remember it. For you, Your life starts today, lying on your lumpy bed in an institution which used to house the mad and is now a desolate place void of memory, twisted enough to drive its only resident, you, insane. You call this place Styx, but there's a broken down plaque outside with a single word inscribed on it. The Hadmar. Just Hadmar. Okay, this is the worst part. Are you ready? You lit a candle and walked through a glowing archway. You watched the birth of Aphrodite. It was horrifying, beautiful, and scary as fuck. You drew her face on your wall. It's fine, but you could have done better. It's possible this was a dream. Probable even. You miss something every day, so badly that it's turned into a chronic, constant ache. You have no idea what it is. This pisses you off worse than the days when you don't remember your name. Don't think, don't plan. There's no escape. Just sleep.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so great.
F-bomb times 3.
Yep.
Thank you, Yo-Yo. It is F-bomb times 3.
Fantastic.
So epic. And there's a lot of that part so there's different parts in the comic book too. Like there's more that they're going to hear. It's like a couple
in the
different
comic
pages.
itself?
Yeah, in the comic. Yeah.
That's just the prologue. That's everything that we had pieces all joined together now for the novel. So that's what they had in book 5, and it's coming in book 6. And then the next part of her thing is equally as funny, the next part of her diary, but you are reading it in this novel. So, I mean, in this comic book. And if I read it, then I'll spoil it. Because you basically get the whole thing in the comic. The next part she writes in her diary. That part you don't get, only pieces of it.
Yeah. Right? Joe is so good at reading.
I did only medium that time. I do better when there's not like people listening. The book comes out, I don't know, Brandy. It's with my agent and my editors right now. So we'll see how it goes.
Fingers crossed.
It's a fun story. I would do the audio. It's very difficult though, but I want to. I will be doing TikTok readings on Book Talk of DiVinica as soon as I get the approval from my agent.
Yay. Oh, it's so awesome.
I know. Okay, keep going, Dawn.
All right. So these are her reading some of the stuff that Joe just read. And she's just reading the portions that are in the comic book that are
and writing new information.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And here is this one where she's falling back from her goddess travels, this time from Magoo. So she has the peach there, and she's falling back into her actual world. And here is the eating the peach page. This is when I took a brief stint into gouache, hated it, will not be using that anymore.
Where's the gouache?
This is gouache.
Days.
Yeah, I really struggled with it. I was trying out
beautiful, though.
different things.
When all was said and done,
accident.
It came out so smooth and pretty.
And then the Nokomis page, and that is it for the 11 by 17s. And then we just have a few more over here.
We will be at LA Comic-Con.
We will.
So since this is one of a more high-priced piece, I want to make sure everyone sees it next to one of those so they can see the size difference. Because it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but it's much smaller, and you should know that.
Which one's more high-priced?
Well, it is a higher-priced piece for the smaller types. It's definitely the most expensive of the smaller types.
Because she's a cover.
Yeah.
And a goddess, absolutely.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She deserves a high price.
So she has pearlescent paint on her. Again, shout out to Philip. Thank you for the sparkly paint. So.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that is not something that the scanner picks up. So that's just something for whoever gets the OA to be aware of. So it's got shine on it. This is panels for some of the other pages. This one is where DiVinica is painting one of her items. So she says, you know, in the thing that you just heard from Joe, whenever she has her dreams, she needs to paint them as quickly as possible, right? So this is her painting of the peach, and then she puts the peach on top of a old can, because that's at least what she has. And then these are the 4 artifacts that we have so far in the DiVinica series. We have the peach from Magu. We have the feather from Nokomis. We have the light of Aether from, am I saying that correctly? Aether?
Yeah. Aether.
From the goddess Isis. And then we have the singing shell from Aphrodite. So we have 4 artifacts, and the artifacts, we are doing them as 4 1-of-1 random tip-ins in the comic books in the Kickstarter. And then also Dan's getting the preview for you guys to see, because while we did make the artifact metal cards, we have updated them. This was all Joe, with a really fun frame, and they actually are called artifacts. So Dan is getting that for you guys to see, the updated artifact metal design.
Yay.
Okay, here we go. Let's jump down to.
So if you haven't already seen, we do have the DiVinica Kickstarter set up as a preview right now.
Oh, and there's little pictures on all the sides too that I added today.
Yep, Dan added pictures to the tiers. And yeah, as we're updating, things are changing. So these are the artifacts. So
yeah, click into them so people can see, because they look
I don't know if I can make them any bigger.
Well, they're really big.
I don't. Well, you didn't make JPEGs. You made big TIFFs.
LA Comic Con is unhappy with me, so I have my head down because I'm posting what they want me to post.
Anyways, you can sort of see. Well, it's quite small, isn't it? Let me zoom them in.
Well, it's enough. It's something, at least.
We're zooming in.
Where did they go?
But yeah, the frame that Joe and Stefan, our designer, made are super cool. So you can see it's got like scroll work, and then down at the bottom it has a gold bar and it says artifact. So these are the 4 artifacts that we have so far, because they are the 4 true artifacts that DiVinica has collected so far in the series, in the comic book series.
That's right.
All right, I'll put this away.
And then we have some stickers to show you guys.
We're done on this.
Yeah,
okay.
We're done on the art.
Let's kick out the art cam. We don't need that. All right. What, you're going to do the stickers now?
Yeah, let's show the glitter one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Took forever, you guys.
Right there. So Joe has really been working on this one with the sticker making company to get the glitter where we want the glitter, but then to not have the glitter where we don't want the glitter.
Yeah,
so this is
Eric's
myth-marked radiated 2-piece outfit, set up with on a big glitter sticker, right, Joe?
Yeah, it's gonna be big. It's about like this. This is Scott's again advertising for his amazing stickers. Please buy them. No, it's gonna be bigger than that.
Bigger? Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be bigger. It's about 4 inches. It's a little over 4 inches tall.
That is so awesome. So these are glitter. The glitter that's shown right there is example only. They're actual glitter paper. I haven't seen it in person, but Joe's shown it to me on cam, and it is so sparkly and amazing. So it's going to be really fun.
It's a really pretty sticker. They're so gorgeous. Scott made them at Comic-Con, and I died. And I asked him where he made them and went and got them because they were so pretty. But I bought literally all.
Is this the only one we have? No, we have the other one too. The writing on the tardigrade one.
Yeah. So Joe has
stickers I bought.
Oh my God, Joe, you really went all out.
I got all of them.
Here,
Literally.
we're gonna make your
I'm gonna spotlight
we're gonna
Joe.
make you bigger so that people
Me?
can
Why?
see. Well, so that people can see when you're showing the stickers.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's going to be a little bit bigger than this one. It's going to stand like this much higher. So
That is so awesome.
this is the Shattered Someone that has the tattoos, but strangely not one on the forehead. So I believe when we actually make
That's
these
bizarre.
reveals,
How
I
could
know.
that happen?
we will
I fucked something up. That would be me. So we
just
have
a layer or something. But we're using this. This is the texture. And if you can see what Scott did here, he put it just on the cloth and then not on the skin. And so we did the same, basically, with this one. It is really beautiful. It's hard to
that
even
is
see
like
on
seriously sparkly. So yeah, that's what we have there with Eric's. And then we have the Shattered Sun sticker and DiVinica on Boogles. And then we have the Ratitude and the Boogle stickers. And those ones, Joe has the Ratitude already, and Boogles should be arriving at Joe today. So we're getting samples made of all of them so that we know what they look like. We know if we like the cut lines and all of that. And the Rat and Boogles are going to be unlock stretch goals. So that's really fun.
Yeah, they'll come, right? These come for free when we get to a certain point. I do have the little packet of wraps. They're very cute. That's a little wrap pack. I know all of the stickers are actually amazing. I can't even tell you how beautiful this one came out either. It just doesn't do the subject justice over
That one's
there.
really cool.
And the feel of it too. It's so soft touch. Like it's not as soft as the bookmarks, but it's pretty dang close.
That's amazing.
Really nice. And the cut is pretty. We even have the moon that's causing a controversy over at Metamorphosis. She's right though, because it is very confusing now. So I definitely had to change it. She's not wrong.
Shoot, Joe, I did not mean to do
happening
that.
to the moon. Like, she commented on it initially. I changed it a little bit. I get the edits back again this morning. She's like, I'm still stuck on this moon.
Oh my God.
But it's because it's evolved over time, but we get the evolution of it here. And that's great. For comics, it can be super dramatic. In books, it does have to make sense, you know?
Yes, yes.
Dawn does want to do a sticker book.
Well, I think that's pretty much it for today. So again, we will be going live. The Kickstarter goes live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So I don't know, look at your clocks, and whatever time it is for you, it'll be an hour after that for tomorrow.
Man, I love being able to adjust all our layouts on the fly. And just,
it's so great, baby, that you're handling all of this. So this is a piece from, I have had this in my personal portfolio. It is limited 25 pearlescent print of the goddess Isis. It is from 2017. So it has my old signature. So I've just had this sitting because I liked it and I wanted to keep it. But for the backers that go live, that back on Friday, tomorrow, between when we go live and midnight Pacific time, right? We're doing midnight Pacific time. Any backers in there?
Midnight Hawaii time.
Hawaii time.
Is.
Yeah, we had to be told it's Hawaii.
Hawaii time. Any of those backers will be randomly chosen to win this, and I will be drawing and painting a remark of DiVinica right here. So I will try to have that a little bit sketched up before we go live tomorrow. We will woo-woo with all of you when we start getting backing, and you guys tell us what you got. We will be here to party with you, and I will be working on drawing this so that one of you can win it.
We'll also be showing Yo-Yo's original images, and her art tiers as well.
We are going to go live about 15 minutes before launch, Carmen. And then we will be live during the launch. Dan will be handling all of that. All right, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Joe, for coming and reading some
Yay.
of the story. That was so great.
Yay.
Yes. All right. We love you all. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to check out
Tomorrow.
the
Someone really
Kickstarter.
wants, like, this Waffle Man is a thing. I feel like if we did Waffle Man, it would really be giving the people what they want.
I was just telling Dawn the same thing. Like if she ever does an art book or something, I'm going to have to contribute, but not for DiVinica.
It's too foolish for DiVinica.
Good night, you guys.
Good night, you all. We love you. See you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with us. Mwah.
Bye
Good
for
night.
now.
Bye.